I can't believe that I'm even having to do a follow-up video to the one that I made last week about this whole Fortnite fiasco with parents lawsuit. I thought it was day and night obvious, the fact that, you know, clearly it's a parent issue. You just need to discipline your kid. You know, don't let them have credit card information. If they have it, take it away, block it, take away the console. Apparently with this lawsuit that actually went through for $520 million, it's just not the case. The reason why little Jimmy and little Sarah have barricaded themselves in their room. Sometimes what will happen with little Sarah on a bad day is she will come out of her barricaded room and she will go and eat all the food in the house that is left that they can afford. And whenever the parent has said, hey, you know, at least save some juice for me or save some food for me, little Sarah has puked profusively. She's dislocated her neck from her spinal cord somehow, and her head will spin around 360 while she climbs up and around the walls and then climbs back into her bedroom. And the reason why it gets to those points for these children, it's all because of Epic Games. It's all because of Fortnite. It had nothing to do with a lack of parenting, obviously. Had nothing to do with that. So let's just check out how ridiculous this is. So Jake Lucky came out with a tweet and he said, Fortnite and Epic Games will have to pay an unprecedented $520 million in relief funds. It's almost like, you know, people who get affected by the hurricanes down in the States, down in Florida and like Louisiana and everything. It's like, you know how they get like hurricane relief packages? That's what this sounds like. It's like a relief fund package, but it's for, you know, Fortnite. So the relief funds after the FTC has found them guilty of tricking users into making purchases, collecting data from children without parents' consent, and having default settings that harmed both children and teens. Yeah, sounds crazy? It gets even more wacky. So get this. Continuing on, this includes using dark patterns to manipulate users into making unintended purchases, allowing children to purchase things such as V-Bucks without parental or cardholder consent, and having default on-voice text settings which allow easy harassment of new users. So looking into the actual FTC lawsuit that took place, I've actually gone ahead and I've gone through the whole thing. So I'm going to give you guys the TLDR so we're not here for like 30 minutes breaking down a lot of the points. It can be summarized into simple points like one of the biggest things that Fortnite did wrong was they automatically saved credit card information on the account. So when a kid would ask their parent for the credit card and they would input it, it would be automatically saved there. So the kid could always purchase new things from the Epic Games store, that always get the new battle pass and stuff, which honestly is just the kid abusing the trust of the parent. But again, I can understand now. I'm new Brando. I can see this from a different light. I can understand now with this coming out and coming through that obviously the parents have been so scared of these children and intervening to try and parent, because if they do, they might get murdered. They might. These little Chucky, crazy, wall-crawling, head-spinning, projectile-vomiting children, these little Sarahs and little Jimmys, you don't want to mess with, not even if you're the parent. It's just not worth it. It's a liability at that point. It's crazy, I know. And then moving on, and this is where it gets like even more bizarre. The next one is really the live voice chat and the text chat. I'll read this one. This is Epic setting and enable live on by default text and voice communications for users. It was deemed very harmful for children and teens. The FTC alleges that these default settings, along with Epic's role in matching children and teens with strangers to play Fortnite together, harm children and teens. Children and teens have been bullied, threatened, harassed, and exposed to dangerous and psychologically traumatizing issues such as suicide while on Fortnite. I don't even have words. It's unfathomable that a parent would even let it get to that extreme. These parents are going to allow their kids to have mental breakdowns playing Fortnite without ever questioning the mental breakdown that their kid is having in their bedroom or the other room where their console or Xbox or computer is. Like, to me, that is just, why would, like, if you hear your kid having a freak out episode and then it becomes so dangerous and psychologically traumatizing to the point where your kid is now talking about not wanting to be around anymore, like a serious topic like suicide, just because of playing Fortnite, that is crazy. The reality is, gamer banter has been a cultural norm in gaming since the inception of live multiplayer gaming, online gaming. It has been alive and been like that. You'll get bullied, you'll get poked at. It's gaming culture in every video game, not just Fortnite. It's in Roblox. It's in every game, whether it's rated E for everyone or M for mature. It doesn't matter. To feel threatened, harassed, and exposed to dangerous, psychologically traumatizing issues such as suicide while on Fortnite. If a parent is hearing the conversations their kid is having and vice versa, they're hearing the conversations coming through the other end, intervene, be a parent. I mean, oh my God, it's so insane. But of course, it's Epic Games' fault. Duh. Like, the majority of this lawsuit, it's just insane because it could have been avoided by simple parenting and simple discipline. But again, I'm seeing the light. This is new Brando. I'm trying to think like new Brando should think and blame it on Epic. I'm trying to. It's just, this is so triggering for me. So moving on, the illegal dark patterns that Epic Games used. So apparently Epic used dark patterns to trick players into making unwanted purchases and let the children rack up unauthorized charges without any parental involvement. Without any. None. Zip. Whatever. Apparently, children can buy unwanted. Okay, bought that battle pass and it's unwanted. Now that you bought it and you completed the whole battle pass, it's now unwanted. Oh, you bought that favorite skin that you thought was really cool and sick, and then all your other 13-year-old friends decided it wasn't because they got the other new skin. So now it's unauthorized and unwanted purchases that have been made without any parent being involved. Yet somehow the kid was able to get the credit card information in the first place. Huh? Like, where does this even make sense? I'm trying to think like new Brando and blame it on Fortnite and Epic, but it's just a lot of these things just arguably, and this is arguably in court, like this just doesn't even make sense. The fact that it went through and it has gone through the FTC. Like, I don't know, do parents specifically just not check their credit card statements when all these charges are coming in from Epic Games? Like, and it's not like a couple $100. We're talking thousands of dollars. We're talking so much money that the parents are like foreclosing their home, selling their car, but they're having to move into a box and they have to have internet, because if they don't have internet access, well then, you know, little Jimmy and little Sarah won't be able to play on the Nintendo Switch Fortnite anymore. And you know what that means? It means that mom and dad are at jeopardy of not being alive anymore. This is crazy, okay? So the dark mystic arts, dark pattern tactics that have been taught by Lord Voldemort himself, and they did this by Fortnite's counterintuitive, inconsistent, and confusing button configuration, led players to incur unwanted charges based on the press of a single button. A single press of a button. Who would have thought when you press confirm of purchase or confirm of V-Bucks, when you've moved your cursor or moved your analog stick to the V-Bucks section and you only have V-Bucks on your screen, and it says, do you want to confirm? Press A single button. Do you want to press A to confirm your purchase of V-Bucks? And you press A. That was too counterintuitive and too inconsistent and extremely confusing with the button configuration. And that was the dark patterns, one of the dark patterns of the dark mystic arts that were used to Houdini and David Blaine all these foolish children and foolish teens into charging thousands and thousands of dollars on their parents' credit cards. That's what it was, obviously. So that's like the major points and takeaways in the TLDR of the FTC's lawsuit against Epic. I don't know. I think personally it's a little crazy, but I guess I can understand it if you're in such fear of your life, you're barely sleeping at night because your kid is so cocaine and heroin-like addicted to Fortnite that any interaction that you've had with them when little Sarah and little Jimmy have come out of their bedroom, it's been them chasing you around the house with a machete, barking and hissing at you. And they've also conjured up together their own hybrid language because they no longer speak English because they barely ever interact with any other humans. It's only always Fortnite, 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 and Fortnite only. So I guess from that perspective, I can get it. And you guys are probably wondering, well, damn, I can understand it too, Brando. I can see the light. I wish I could somehow be a parent. I wish I had a kid that I could get involved in this lawsuit. Well, the good thing is you don't even have to be. you might be eligible for a refund as well. In fact, the people who are eligible are not only parents whose children have made unauthorized credit card purchases from the Epic Games store since January 2017 and November 2018, but also, get this, here's the big kicker, Fortnite players who have been charged in-game currency. So have you bought V-Bucks for any unwanted in-game cosmetics, any battle passes, any llamas since January 2017 and September 2022? Is that you? Am I talking to you? Well, guess what? You qualify to get refunded. Yeah, guys, I honestly, I don't know. I don't know, but I figured we would wrap up this video by just getting reminded of what it's like to be in those parents' shoes. Like, if you are still not seeing the light and you're not seeing how this is clearly, obviously, I'm totally being satire, obviously a Fortnite issue. It's clearly a video game problem, right? If you don't see it from that lens and where these parents are, then let us be reminded of this Dr. Phil episode. We'll watch like the first 30 seconds of it, of this kid who's addicted to Fortnite.
Please, your God. Expecting this, boy!
My son is addicted and obsessed with violent video games.
I hear your guns.
Video games are my son's #1 priority.
He plays when he wants, where he wants, and for as long as he wants.
I'm not going to say it. I know you're probably thinking the same thing. It's a parent issue, you know, just take away it. It's not like the kid magically got an Xbox and, you know, internet access and Fortnite, you know, in his lap, you know, just take it all away from him or limit the amount of time he spends on it. I know what you're thinking. We're thinking the same thing. No, guys, you gotta think different. It's clearly an Epic Games game developer issue here, obviously.
He has stayed on for up to 20 hours. He never comes out of his room to eat with us, but he will yell out from his room, "Peasant, bring me a plate."
Come to me immediately! I request backup immediately!
The two games that he really likes to play the most are Grand Theft Auto and Fortnite. He gets very excited about...
I don't even know. But yeah, I figured we just watch like the first like 30 seconds of that just as like a little reminder of like what these parents are really dealing with. And yeah, you know, we would normally say, hey, just take away the Xbox, take away the credit card, don't let them have access to it, just step in, start parenting, implement some discipline. I know, but that's hard. You know what's not hard? Blaming it on the video games. That's not hard. It's the video game's fault.